everybody out in Chinchilla Land. We're going to attempt to make the new Chibi Chin Friend. I've worked on this pattern for now, I guess 4 days now, and I've had some hit and misses. It's close. As you can see back here, I don't know if you can see all those. Yep. This one was a little too fat, and I had tried to do the stretch of the fabric going up and down instead of nose to tail. And you can see I kind of lost his shape. His face went flat on me. Excuse me. Overall, he's just a fat little chibi. He is open on his belly. That's where the last one I done, I discovered I like that. This little guy was too skinny in here. And I was trying to do the opening under the tail, and I didn't like that. This little guy was really, really close. I just didn't like how thin he looked. And I tried to make him just a tick fatter. He had the opening back here under his tail as well. I just didn't like the opening under the tail. Some of you may, and if you can do that. You can leave the tail open on your pattern, and then just close it by doing whip stitch up through here. And you can close it right up after you've turned him and stuffed him. I mean, you can still work it that way. It'll work perfect. I just figured it'd be kind of hard to hold and do it, so I went with the one on the belly. So, what you're going to need, of course, your anti-peel fleece for chinchillas, so it'll be safe for them. Make sure your stretch is going this way, side to side, nose to tail. And you're going to need roughly about 10.5 by 14. So 14 this way and about 10.5 this way. That's this roughly. So, just so you know what you need to cut out. And just make sure your pattern can lay on it fine, and that you can trace your pattern. And then you've got enough for your ears down here. So you're doing 2 here and 2 here. So, and then you'll be good. You won't waste a lot of fabric that way. But of course, we're stuffing these with leftover scrap pieces. So save your scrap pieces, because that is what you're going to stuff your chibi with. So I'm not going to go through the process of showing you how to trace all this out, because most of you know how to put a pattern on and pin it or clip it, and then trace your pattern and then mark your marks where your V is. I put a hole here at the tip of my V. That way I can push my pin down and run it around, and that'll give me a mark so I know where to mark my V. And then you can mark your nose and you mark your tail here. These will be your stops for when you're sewing your top portion, your top body, to your belly pattern. So that's where you're going to sew that on. All right. Okay, and of course the ears go here in the V. And make sure this one is cut on the fold. Alright, I'm going to take you guys over to my sewing machine, and we'll show you how to put this together, hopefully. Hopefully you can see everything I'm doing, so bear with me. We'll try to do this as professional as I can. Thank you guys. We'll meet you over at the sewing machine. Hey guys, one thing real quick before I go to the machine I forgot to mention. You want to mark, this is the pretty side of this fabric, or fleece. And if you notice here, this is the flat side. I call it the flatter looking side. This is the side you want to mark on, your bad side, or wrong side. So, I just had it laid out here and forgot to turn it the wrong side out. So you do want to make sure you mark that. And if you're using a pattern fabric, something with a pattern on it, let me grab this. Say, yeah, this for instance. You can see all these flames, the ends of them are going this way. And so if I wanted my flames to all go back to his tail, I would have to cut one of my sides. I think. If it's folded, it may work out. I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, it's going to work if it's folded right. If your flames are folded right, I think it's going to do it right. Let's see. That's going to put all my flames looking like they're going that way. So yeah, if you do that and then you cut it out, it should work. If your pattern looks like that, it will work. But if your patterns are not, you'll have to make sure your pattern on your fabric is going the same way. So you may have to cut one of these out at a time, just to make sure you get your sides right. And make sure, if you do that, you flip your pattern. That way you have a right and a left side. Okay, just wanted to recap on that and make sure you guys knew about that, because I don't think I mentioned it. So just wanted to let you guys know about that. See you at the machine. Alright guys, I apologize. Somehow I lost the footage of sewing the gray one together. So I'm going to sew this one together. So let's start over on the sewing part. But so you're going to get the gray one at the beginning, you're going to have this one as being sewn, and you're going to get the gray one at the end being stuffed and hand sewn together. So, but it's the same thing, so we'll be alright. So you want to have your ears, you're going to have two fabrics, and if you want to do two separate colors, you're going to have one color and then the other color of your ear. Just make sure their right sides are facing together. Yep. And then we're just going to sew from this point all the way around to here. That'll leave your bottom open. And you're going to want... Oops, just lost my mic. Sorry, guys. Popped right off. Well, I dropped you again. I can't hold anything today. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, now. And we're going to try to do about a 1/4 inch seam. So just a small, minute little section. So it's not a big seam, it's just a 1/4 inch. And I am sewing on a Conso commercial machine. So just bear with me, I've got huge needles in this thing, so it's made to sew leather or heavier fabrics like duck fabric or denim. So just bear with me. So we're gonna you don't have to back tack here, but I do just because I'm used to doing it. And just make sure you catch all your pieces. Come around with your 1/4 inch. And if you're not exactly a 1/4 inch, you're okay. It's not a big thing. See, this machine likes to push this fleece. See, it pushed it off there a little bit, but it's okay. It's not going to matter. But you'll have your seam right here, and some of you may want to do little darts around your turns. You don't have to. I do it just to help my fabric turn and be smoother in the turn. And you can use pinking shears like this type shear, and cut your pattern out, and you won't have to do these darts. Oops, I missed that right there. Let me go back and say that. Just fixing the place I missed, because I can't have that. Alright. That's where it pushed my gray fabric out from underneath it. And I guess I could remedy that by putting some clips. Here's the little wonder clips that I was telling you about. These work awesome. There we go. And if you are worried about your machine pushing the fleece, you can take a wonder clip and just clip it right there in the center, and that'll help hold your fabrics together a little bit. You could clip it around it another time or two if you want to. I'm just going to move my clip around. Alright. And then you can do your little darts just around the curves. Just like that. And you have your 2 ears. And then you're going to take your body pieces, and we've marked on the wrong side of the fabric. Now this fabric's a little darker than that gray, but if I hold it up to the light I can see my V through it. So what we want to do with our ear is we want to fold it so that it makes a little cup like the chinchilla ear looks. And you can put a little stitch right here on the end to hold it together. That way you're not messing with it a whole lot. And I may do that. So let's go ahead and do that. You just want it at the very tip. And no need to really back tack it, because you're going to sew it in on the body part there. So you just want a really close stitch right there to your end. Now you can kind of fold this back a little bit, and you can lay it in your fold forward like this, and we may try this one forward just see if I can get it to work. Or you can lay it in the fold just like this, where everything's flat, and just fold this back over and sew your V down like that, and that'll catch your ear, and your ear will be hanging down toward the feet like that. But I don't know, I want to try and do mine maybe with it standing up like that. So I'm going to find my V through here, and I'm going to go about halfway down to my V, and I want to fold my V over my ear, making sure my V is even on both sides. And then I'm going to come in here and I'm going to sew it from the bottom up. That seems to be the key to sewing your ears in, is catching it from the bottom of your V point here, where your V point's here, and then sewing up to the top. So you see I sewed my V, see it from here to the point, from here to the point, so that's both sides. And let's see if I caught my ear pretty good. I did. Okay. And actually I sewed my ear backwards, but it's okay. I meant to put that as my inside, so it's okay. I'm going to leave it just like that, I think. Or do I want to take it out and turn it over? Let's see if I can take it out and turn it over. See, that's what happens doing things on a YouTube or trying to video. I get excited and put them in backwards. But it's okay, it's fixable. Nothing is set in stone, because stitches can be taken out. And I'm going to come right in here and cut this out. So see, you can see here how you can fix your mistakes. It's a learning video all the way around. Okay, I'm going to take my stitches all the way down, because you don't want to catch that funny again and cause it to pinch up down here. Okay, rather than make you watch me finish that, pulling that stitch out, and then re-sewing the ear with that in the center. But now you can see where I took the stitches, I've got little holes, so that's going to be easier for me to follow as far as putting this ear back in. So I am going to come in here and lay my ear in, like I said, to the front. And you're going about halfway down your V, and you're going to fold it back over it again. Making sure your V's even on both sides there. And we're good, I believe. Trying to find it. There it is. Okay. And I'm going to start down here at the bottom. Oops, I got my needle down. I didn't mean to do that. Back tack it because you want it to stay in. Make sure you got it all in there. Really good and tight. Now I've got my V sewn again. You can see it on both sides there. Of course, I got a mess there. Let's see if we caught the ear. We did. There we go. Now the ear is facing forward. Okay. Now, that'll give you a different way to do it rather than if you want to lay it, remember, laying down to the leg, you're going to put your ear in like this, and it's going to push it down like this, or you can lay it in like that and have them facing forward. Okay. Now we're going to do the other side so you get to see it again. And I've got to sew my ear the right way. Just across the bottom. There we go. And then I'm going to find my V again on this side right there. And I want my ear to lay in there, so it's different because this is my left side now. To me, it's an awkward side to do. Alright, and I gotta make sure I got my ear laying where I want it. And we're gonna come in here from the bottom up. Like I said, that seemed to be the key of keeping everything together and catching everything like you wanted it. Alright. Let's hope I done that right. Yep, there we go. We got the ear caught in there, and it's facing forward. So I did lose a little bit of my cut though by putting it forward, but anyway, you get the idea. There it is. Sewn in, looking forward, and you got a nice dart right there. Okay guys, sorry about the different chibis in every scene. I've never had the hardest time making this video as I have this one, but so you're going to get a gray chibi, the one with the flames on it, and then you're going to get, this is the Pioneer Woman. This is a special order, so I did make the ears a little smaller on this one, but it sews together the same way. So let's get our bottoms here now that we've got our ears sewn onto our body halves. And then you're going to take your fabric and you're going to lay it pretty side up. And you're going to get your sides and put them pretty sides down on top of your body and line everything up. And then you want to go ahead and get your clips and clip it in place. Alright, just like so. And we are going to start back here on this one. And we're going to start where our sew marks are. And you're actually going to start at this point on your bottom. So you're going to start sewing on that point. Just make sure everything's lining up pretty good. Yep. Okay. Oops, let me roll my... There we go. Get my needle up. And you just sew in your body about a 1/4 inch seam all the way around. And don't mind my puppies over here barking at us. I hear ya. Oh my goodness. All right. Now you can put your darts around your little feet and in the belly here. And I may put one right up here too at the face. All right, now we got that side sewn on. Now we're gonna flop the top half this way, and we're gonna put the other side on. So just line everything up. I hear you. Who is that whining? Who is that whining? Alright, I'm not going to clip that one. And we're going to start this one on the opposite end. I like to sew everything from my right side around. But you sew it the best way you can sew it. Alright, let's see. Let me get that up here where I need it. Now, sure I get it all the way up next to where all my marks are. Sewing right to it. This back tack. And you should be right up close to your where you sewed your other one. If you're not, you can fix it when you sew your top together. It'll all come together. Our chinchillas don't really care what we've sewn or what looks like what. See right here, it's probably best to leave it just a little, I don't know if you can see that, just a little space right there anyway. That kind of help you lay everything flat together like this when you get ready to sew it on the way up. So what we're going to do now, see we got our two top halves sewn to our bottom. So what we're going to do now is sew our tops shut. So lay everything, fold everything back together. Make sure your ears are down in and not in your way, because you don't want to sew them in, or you don't want to sew them at the top. And then lay all this flat right here, right where it comes up to the nose. You're going to stick your needle down right in there, right next to where you stopped on your bottoms. Right there. And back tack there. And just make sure your darts are lining up. That way your ears will be even on your head. Alright. Just keep your ears down in there. Make sure your ears are down. And just come across your ears after you get your darts together. Make sure everything's out of your way back here. Just reach in and make sure all your center of your bottom is down out of your way. Come across the tail. And then come all the way down, and same thing as you did up here. You're going to stop your needle back here where you stop. And back tack. Okay. Now when you get done, excuse me, when you get done, you should have everything sewn together just like so. You should have a chibi that looks just like that. And you're going to say, well, how do I turn it? So, I might have got off a little bit on my darts there. I don't know, maybe not. So what we're going to do now is we're going to turn it over and put our belly up. And you're going to go to your center of your chibi. And you're going to pick up on it. Just like so. See how I kind of rolled the fabric? And you're just going to come in here and make a slit. Just like that. And you don't really need much bigger than that. I made about 1 inch slit. Because if you've done this on the stretch from nose to tail, this should stretch pretty easy for you. So, let me go ahead and put my darts in on this side. Or on this side. Because I forgot to do that. Around my tail. Just kind of give us a help it turn a little bit. There we go. And get one right in here. Yep, got it. Okay, let's turn our chibi. And if you want to make it a little bit bigger than 1 inch, you can, if you don't think that's going to be big enough. But the smaller your hole, the less sewing you have to do on your hand sewing at the end. And just slowly turn it, really easy, so you don't tear it. Push out all your feet, legs. Come back here and get this one. You got a tail in there somewhere you got to get. Just like that. And there's our chibi. With our little ears. Let's see if I got my... Yeah, I was off just a little bit, but it ain't bad. It's for chinchillas. They don't care. So, alright, I'm going to meet you back at the table and we're going to stuff him, but this is what you should have. Should have everything just like that. All sewn together. Alrighty, meet you at the table. Okay, we're back over here and we're going to start stuffing our chibi with your leftover scraps from your previous chibis. So, let's go ahead and get him started stuffing here. Let's see, cut some of these in little smaller pieces here. And I always stuff my legs and my tail first. So I'm going to put this up in the tail, hopefully. This longer piece. Oops, sorry guys, had you out of camera there for a second. Yeah, we'll just start building him. Yeah. I'll be right back, guys. Okay, I'm back. You just get your fleece pieces in here, and then after you get them all in here, then you can kind of start shaping your chibi. And I'm not sure I'm going to have enough. I may have to find some more scraps. I hate that you're having to sit here and watch me stuff a chibi. It can be kind of boring. I might have to find another piece of fleece to put in here. Let's see, yeah, he needs just a little bit more, especially right there in his legs. Now we'll push that out. Straighten up that tail back here. Start moving it around where we want it. And shaping. Yeah, I might have to get some more. But you get the idea right there. And I just gotta get some more stuffing. I believe I like the smaller ear than this one. This one's got big old ears. But I do believe I like the smaller ear better. Let's see what we can find here. This is not really scraps, I don't think. Let's see. Let's see. This one is. Let me throw stuff on the floor. Okay. Cut some of this up. We need some on that side. I need some more in the belly. That leg. And start shaping him. I think that's it right there. See if I start putting them together. Let's stick just another piece in there. Yeah. Just something to give him some stability there. Okay. Now, you don't have to use this kind of needle, but I'm using a doll needle. You can see how big it is. But it's the only thing I had on hand here, so that's why I'm using it. And I'm using just regular thread. And I'm going to tie a knot in it because I need knots so it don't pull through. And I'll try to make a couple knots in the same place. There we go. That one hit. There we go. Okay. Okay, now we got our knots in, and we're going to start sewing. And what I do here is I just let that kind of roll in naturally. And that kind of hides all your selvage edges. Where you cut it, you don't want your cut edges showing. So I just let it kind of roll inside naturally. And just pinch it. And I'm going to start it above the cut mark. And I just go in. Pull that tight. And you got a little tail there, don't worry about it. And after you get it started, you won't have to hold it, because it'll start pulling itself together. See that? That's all I'm doing, is going from that side to that side. And then when you pull it, It just pulls itself shut. And guys, these don't have to be for chinchillas, because there's nothing on them that can cause any animal any harm. You can give them to just about any animal that likes a toy. Puppies, kittens, I don't know, rabbits, anything that wants to chew, because these don't have eyes or anything on it, so you don't have to worry about a puppy or a kitten tearing the eyes off, and swallowing them. So I make these and give them for the puppies to play with. And they like them too. I'll show you this when I get done with it here. Oops, pull my thread out of my needle. Another thing I like about the doll needle, it's got a big eye on the end of it. And I can get it right in there, and I can see it without my glasses. Okay. Got a little end wanting to stick up there. I'll push it down in. There we go. Now I'm just going to tie it off, and what I'm going to do is come back in here, pull it through, make my loop, stick my needle through my loop, and that just makes a knot. So I'm going to do that a couple times right here. Make sure it's tied off. Okay, one more time. 3 times the charm. Okay, now we just cut our thread, cut that little tail, and I don't know if you can, let me get it up here with the light. You can barely see my stitches, but they're there. So, and I hope it's looking good on camera. I can't see. So, but you can barely see that it's stitched shut other than that little tail hanging out there. And I'm going to trim it back. Okay, and then you just shape your chibi. Again, just get him back up here and shape him real good. And there you got your chibi. And got another chibi. I got to sew his belly shut. But there's the chibis. Alrighty, guys. I hope this video helped. If it didn't, and you didn't see me make something, and you want me to focus more on another part of it, I'll try to do another video. Just let me know, and down in the comments. and we'll try to do it better if this one, you know, if you couldn't see what you needed to see. So, alrighty, thanks guys. See you in the next video. Oh, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, please. Thank you.